And finally, Kenneth, the Davos agenda includes finding ways to reduce risks to vulnerable populations while promoting sustainability. With 100-year risks like the pandemic and extreme weather getting more frequent, insurers and governments alike have paid out huge claims and stimulus payments. As we make our way out of the pandemic, do you see ways public-private partnerships can help mitigate the looming risks?
I absolutely do, Abby, and I think the sustainability agenda, which is a big part of the Davos conversation, is an example of where this is absolutely going to be a big part of how they work together. This notion of populations that are underserved or are extremely exposed to risk, I think is one in which insurers have actually taken a lot of steps to understand what is it that they can do to change the offers to make insurance available more broadly to underserved populations. That's been the case for a while in some of the more broadly in financial services. It remains a massive issue, and so I think looking at how to actually create, the offers have to change, the pricing has to change, the risk profile is very different, and I think the notion of governments or regulation at large working alongside insurers to find sustainable ways, not just sustainable in terms of economics, but sustainable in terms of the broadest sense of the word, in terms of how do we take care of these populations, how do we reach places that aren't covered before, is a very good idea, because if in fact addressing these issues is purely left up to the economic forces in the market, the reality is those are not going to be responses that work very well. You can roll back the clock 50 years, and we're talking about redlining those districts and all of the market-driven behaviors that occurred around that. So to me, this is a very good trend. I think it's a great place for organizations to come together of different flavors to really solve these issues.
Kenneth, thanks so much for joining me this morning. It's always great to talk to you and hear your perspective on the industry.
Thanks for the time, Abby. Have a great weekend.